Welcome back to the Critic Corp, ladies and gents. For those of you that don't know our show, my name is Eric, and I'm greeted by my awesome co-host, Jordy.
Hello, we are back.
Now, after a brief hiatus because of, well, let's be honest, only one episode of this show was missed because of me. Everything else, that was like a group effort on missing. So, She-Hulk
I'm
last week we skipped. So we're gonna just move to She-Hulk episode 7 this week and
Somebody
go from
just didn't
there.
follow through on their end.
If She-Hulk was good last week, then I would have like reviewed it. All right, I'm only reviewing this. Like, I only like we talked about, Jordan. This is only worth it this week because we just need to update the people on where we're at. If it's not like good moving forward, we're gonna finish the series out. We might not do next episode, but we're gonna do the finale. Um, Last episode before this was episode 6. That was the wedding episode where honestly, what a gigantic waste of time. Like I don't want to be like negative. That's why I'm gonna try and be like very quick through this. But nothing really got accomplished. Like I had so many background questions on like the scene that they had set. Like then the date like period that they had moved so fast through everything. I The whole episode is just like a what the fuck was the point kind of thing. Aside from being introduced to Josh, who we find
Oh,
out in
Josh.
episode 7,
Josh must
like
die.
yeah, Josh only uses She-Hulk to try to get her DNA when she's human by like hooking up with her for a one night stand. But even then, like I don't like where the story's headed. Like, why are we like just now like somebody's finally like getting their DNA? Like, okay, cool. But then you introduce the person that attacked her, one of the people that attacked her from like what was it, episode 2 or 1?
Mhm.
And they make She-Hulk just seem so stupid. Like you have the person that just attacked you sitting right next to you, and all you do is start going into rage mode. Like the lawyer in you isn't thinking to ask like, "Oh, why did you attack me? Hey, like who hired you to attack me? Because like you're not smart enough to just like do it, and like why are you here now? Like where, like how did you get here?" So I don't know. That's very fishy to me. Him being there makes me like kind of think the only way that this show could have a positive spin on it is if Emil Blonsky is the like main villain at the end of this, trying to get her blood, like her
Mhm.
sample, to like boss
Which I
himself
don't
up
think
for.
he is.
No, I don't think he is at all. But I'm just saying that
Unless
could
he
be
could
like the
just
only
take
thing
his
that would
blood
save
at
the
that point.
show. Yeah,
There would be a
but
lot of plot holes with that. But overall,
oh,
like you said, not much happens in this episode. It's more of a group therapy session more than anything. Um, it's
that
really
was the best part of the episode.
I mean, it was the whole episode. It was
And
really
the worst part though.
uh This is the one thing I hate about the length of these episodes. Like, you get this one chunk of time that they're in a group therapy session just talking about Josh and everything. And 2 seconds after it ends, the episode ends. And it's just been this like redundant thing of once they get any momentum and I'm locked in finally, it cuts it off, and it's been really jarring after every week. Even this week, where I got to watch them back to back after getting back from vacation. Um, just overall, there's no consistency here for me. Like, I do like the
Agreed.
concept of them doing like a one-off sitcom type thing with She-Hulk, but it's not funny enough, and it's not committing either way to either the sitcom or the superhero. It's doing like a half-assed job of both, and at
Yeah.
the end of the day, it just hasn't worked for me. the character of Jennifer Walters, played by Tatiana Maslany, I still think is the best part of this show. I feel like the story hasn't really done the character justice. I feel like
Agreed. Do you
she,
think she's trailing off? Because I feel like her character is trailed off a little
I
bit
don't
for
think
me.
so. I think her character is still really compelling. I enjoy her. Just the situations and the stories that they put her in recently have not been like great, but I think she's still owning the role, still doing great in the role. But yeah, aside from her, Tim Roth, and like the little banter that they have in the group therapy session, not much happens here. And for me, they're gonna have to really stick the last two episodes for me to be able to recommend this show ultimately, because it was 2 episodes ago they teased her costume and the Daredevil helmet, and we still have gotten no movement on either of those, which I
I'm
guarantee
telling
you.
you, if Daredevil pops in, then all it's gonna be is at the end. For a brief second, you're gonna see him in full costume for like 30 seconds on screen,
Which
maximum.
I wouldn't mind if they hadn't included him in the marketing.
Oh yeah.
Because if it would have been like a surprise thing at the end, I wouldn't have minded. But since they included him in the marketing, it almost seemed like he was going to play somewhat of a part. But at this point, it's really hard for me to see them doing that. Although Marvel is notorious for this with their TV shows recently, just introducing the plot in the last 2 episodes and then going from there. So
Going to nowhere. You
yeah,
mean?
all roads lead to nowhere with the series so far for me. But
Yeah.
who are some other? I mean, honestly,
I just
overall,
don't have
like
anything. Like maybe in the last episode, like the wedding episode, when they had, or this episode, it was the Mr. Immortal guy.
no, that was the last week.
Yeah. So like that dude was like kind of funny, like seeing his court case go through. But again, like I just don't see the point, like on where this show's going anymore. Like if it was gonna stay like a courtroom type basis, and we were just gonna see a whole bunch of different superhuman
That could
like
be funny.
trials.
It has a
Yeah.
lot of potential to be hilarious, but
Like
I don't find it funny enough to justify the way they're doing it.
no, they spread it too thin in the end. They had like a decent base that they started with, and then it just they tried to like take the story in different, like too many different directions at the same time with it, like show you different parts of what they were doing with the She-Hulk world.
And then we have like a 2 to 3 minute montage of her trying to get signal in a about 20 to 30 minute runtime episode,
Yeah.
including the credits. So yeah, I feel like
Well,
it's just a whole lot of filler the last
waste
couple
of space.
episodes. And yeah, I've gotten really bored with this series so far. Um, like the first few episodes, the last couple have just really kind of lost me. So
This phase of Marvel is hurting.
are we about ready to do our final thoughts on this one? I really haven't got much else to add.
No, I agree. Like we can wrap it up now. I would just say like I think all in all, like this phase of Marvel is just hurting.
Mhm.
But as it like everyone's pretty much in the same boat, we're just watching that way when the next big movie comes out that everybody actually enjoys, like the next Secret Wars or something,
Yep.
you'll know who everybody is and like stories. You're not going to be totally lost in the dark.
Which I'm starting to think that it's not going to work that well coming up because
No.
I feel like this has been a shared criticism with a majority of people that I've talked to who also really enjoy Marvel, but lately the quality just hasn't been there. It has been inconsistent. Um,
100%.
I think they're doing way too much. I think they're really taking on too many characters at this point to where they can't focus up on the other plots going on. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, for me on this one, I'm gonna have to go a C minus just because I did enjoy the banter and stuff going on in the episode. So I'm not gonna completely rip on this, but overall, it's really hard for me to recommend just because story wise, nothing happens except for the reveal of Josh.
Yeah, I don't even know if like I want to give it a C minus, dude. Like,
I was
I
teetering
almost
between
feel
that
like
and a
it's
D
a little
plus.
generous. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just hit it with the D plus. Like somebody's got to do it. I,
No, I agree with that. Like,
the only thing we got out of that, like we said, the Josh reveal, and that was even just a like little blip. Like they could have summarized that whole entire scene at the beginning and then done something with the show after. But they just missed it again. Marvel has the build up and then they just flop at the end with like a lot of their shows. But like we said, two eps left. We'll see what they do to finish it up.
I
D
did
plus
like
is the best they're gonna get from me.
I did like with the who was the Spanish character?
Not the Matador, but the Matador.
Yeah, with the bull man calls him the Matador. That part
Yeah,
cracked me up. Those two were funny
he's
to
not
me.
a Matador, but he's dressed like a Matador.
Exactly, exactly. And I will say, even though it's a drastically different character from what we first saw, I do love him as Emil Blonsky back.
Oh yeah,
He cracks me up.
he
But
is hilarious.
I really wish we could see Abomination and Hulk face off again, but I don't, after the reveal earlier of him like apologizing, unless like you said, he ends up being like the main villain. I just don't see that
With
happening.
his ankle monitor, like having a little nervous tick, and then everybody being there, like all the bad people.
You
Like
know,
I don't know.
the more and more that you bring it up, though, I can see Emil Blonsky being a villain in this, but I feel like it'll be a really jarring turn at that point, and they'll have a lot of
Oh yeah,
to do with it. But
it would just be something like on a whim that would happen. Like I just feel like that would be like the only way I think they could save it, or if they were trying to go somewhere with it,
mhm.
that's what I would do. But I don't know. I don't know where they're gonna go with the end of this. I don't. I'm like not that even interested to find out. But anyways, let's just that wraps it up for all of this
Sounds
She-Hulk
good to me.
nonsense for the night. All right, thank you all for tuning into this negative ass show. I'm sorry for disappointing you. Okay, and we're equally disappointed as we had higher hopes for it too. But please don't forget to comment if you don't like anything about our show or if there's something you want to change. Any recommendations for shows or movies, we'd love to hear from you. Also, click a like and subscribe button that Jory's going to click somewhere. Hopefully, not over my face, but if he does, then. Anyways,
Hopefully, right
we
here,
appreciate
this
all of the
general area.
support, you guys. So please like, subscribe, tell your friends. This will not succeed without you. Support the court and have a good night.